Specialist Disability Accommodation, or SDA, is a house or apartment or other type of home that is specially designed for people who need a lot of support, or whose disability has a big effect on what they can do and how they do things. SDA includes special features that assist people to live as independently as possible. Depending on who it's designed for, an SDA property might have wide doorways, a hoist in the bedroom or bathroom, strong walls and windows that won't get broken easily, or special technology.
Alexa, open all blinds.
Opened.
Some SDA properties have around-the-clock concierge support, meaning if the battery in your wheelchair dies or you need some other type of support in a hurry, someone is close by to assist.
Hello?
Hi Ben, how can we help?
If you have really high support needs, or if your disability makes it hard to live in the sorts of housing that most people live in, then specialist disability accommodation might suit you. Not all people with disability are able to live in specialist disability accommodation. The NDIS decides who can live in SDA. To be eligible, you must have an extreme functional impairment or very high support needs. Extreme functional impairment means that even if your home has been set up to suit you, you still need assistance to do things like getting out of bed, getting dressed, making meals, and going out. Very high support needs means that you need many hours of support every day. It might mean that your parents provide a lot of your support, but they are getting older, or that you've spent a long time living in a group home or nursing home, or that sometimes the way you act might be dangerous for you or the people around you. If you want the NDIS to think about whether you can live in SDA, make "I want to live as independently as possible" one of the goals in your NDIS plan. There are 5 different categories or types of specialist disability accommodation. The first category is called Basic. It covers older SDA properties that don't have any special design features. No more basic SDA will be built. The next is called Improved Livability SDA. It is for people who find it difficult to see or understand things around them. Improved Livability SDA is easy to move around in. Doorways, handles and switches are easy to see, and it's often easy to see from one room through to the next. The third SDA category is called Fully Accessible. It is for people who have significant physical disability. Most often, people who are eligible for Fully Accessible SDA use a wheelchair to get around some or all of the time. There are no steps in a fully accessible home. Doorways are wide enough for a wheelchair. The bathroom is designed to be used by people who are sitting as well as standing, and the kitchen often is too. The next category of SDA is called High Physical Support. It is generally for people who use an electric wheelchair to get around, and often a hoist to get in and out of bed. A high physical support home has all the features of fully accessible SDA, plus emergency backup power, an intercom that's connected to a close-by support worker, assistive tech that suits the needs of the person who lives there, such as voice or remote-controlled doors, lights and heating, and provision of a ceiling hoist. The fifth category of SDA is called Robust, which means strong. Robust SDA is for people who sometimes act in ways that may not be safe for them or the people around them. The walls, windows, and other things in a robust home aren't easily broken, and it has good soundproofing, so sounds from outside don't upset the resident, and so that any noise the resident makes doesn't upset the neighbours. The doors and windows are secure. A robust home will also have a space where residents or staff can go to keep themselves safe if they need to. The NDIS pays for people to live in specialist disability accommodation. If the NDIS says that you are eligible to live in SDA, SDA payments are included in your NDIS plan. Sometimes people just say SDA when they're referring to SDA payments. So you might hear someone say, I've got SDA in my NDIS plan. The SDA payments from your NDIS plan are paid straight to your SDA landlord. You may also have to pay too. People living in SDA usually have to pay a reasonable rent contribution. This means you pay 25% of your disability support pension to your landlord, plus any Commonwealth rent assistance you get. Some people look at the many beautiful new SDA properties that are being built and think, I can't afford to live there. But if you have SDA payments in your NDIS plan, then you probably can. The first thing to do is to see if you are eligible for SDA. Some people have also built their own SDA with a loan from the bank and used the SDA payments in their plan to repay the home loan. To get SDA payments in your NDIS plan, the NDIS has to decide that you are eligible for SDA. The NDIS has said that only people with an extreme functional impairment or very high support needs can be eligible, so you need to be able to show that you fit into one of these groups. It really helps to have a good support coordinator who can help you show the NDIS that you have an extreme functional impairment or very high support needs. You might actually have both, but you only have to show the NDIS that one of these applies to you. Usually it's better to pick the one that best applies to you and make sure you explain that really well instead of trying to show that both apply to you. For the NDIS to think about putting SDA payments in your NDIS plan, they must be sure that SDA payments are a reasonable and necessary way of supporting you to reach your goals. So make sure that one of the goals in your NDIS plan is to live as independently as possible. It also really helps to get in touch with a great occupational therapist, or OT, who can write a report that shows how living in SDA will help you live a good life and reach your goals. Specialist Disability Accommodation, or SDA, refers to the housing you live in. The NDIS is all about you having choice and control, so under the NDIS, where you live and who supports you are separate. The SDA payments in your NDIS plan pay for your SDA. The Supported Independent Living, SIL, or Individual Living Options funding in your NDIS plan pays for the people that support you. If you like where you live but aren't happy with the way you're being supported, you should be able to change who supports you. If where you live doesn't meet your needs or makes you unhappy, you should be able to change where you live without needing to change who supports you. Some SDA properties have overnight or 24-hour on-site support that is shared across residents. Usually, each resident pays for part of the cost of this support from their support funding. The rest of your support funding is used by you to pay for the planned support that you need. In some SDA properties, the residents choose the on-site support provider together. In other SDA properties, the SDA landlord chooses who provides the on-site support. In all SDA properties, you have the right to choose who provides your planned support. If you have a disability, finding somewhere to live that suits you can be hard. The first step to finding the right place is to have a good think about what you want and need. Who do you want to live with? A friend or friends? Your partner and kids? Someone who has the same support needs as you? Or do you want to live on your own? Where do you want to live? Close to family? Close to where you work or study? Near a train station or the shops? Or a park or the beach? What sorts of accessibility features do you need? Do you need a place that allows you to access everything from your wheelchair? Do you need a hoist in the bedroom? Do you need wide doorways and features that are easy to see? Do you need a place that helps you and others to stay safe? Do you need smart home technology that allows you to do more things for yourself? How much support do you need? Do you need someone to support you all of the time? Or do you need a support worker to be available to you around the clock? Or do you only need support at certain times of the day? Once you know the answers to those questions, you can start looking for somewhere to live that ticks all your boxes. A great place to start is the Housing Hub, a website that lists accessible properties that are available to rent or buy. You can create a profile in the Housing Hub that says what you're looking for. You can also ask the NDIS to support you to look for somewhere to live that suits your needs. Speak to your support coordinator or NDIS planner. If you have very high disability support needs, the Summer Foundation's Housing Hub team can also help. For more info, email info@housinghub.org.au.